What's going on, y'all? This is Huggie Pacino back with another video. Tyler Perry says he's ignored in Hollywood and opens a new studio in Atlanta. I know what I do is important. I want to talk about the smoke and mirrors of Tyler Perry. I want people to have an open mind here. Typically, people are going to come with a difference of opinion. They're going to say, oh, you're just a hater. You're just a black man trying to make a black man look bad. And you're the reason why the black community is this, that, and the third, right? We're going to go over a lot of things that most people haven't been pointing out. But I want to go over this article for a moment. Tyler Perry has long been a proponent of nonconformity in Hollywood, and the seemingly prolific one-man band says because of this, the industry has overlooked the magnitude of his impact. I clearly believe that I'm ignored in Hollywood for sure, and that's fine. I get it. Perry told Gayle King in his interview for CBS this morning. CBS is a very important broadcasting company. It's one of the biggest companies in the world. The idea that CBS has pretty much got behind it is always a red flag. Gayle King, the person that interviewed him, red flag. Let's continue. Ahead of the opening of his new film studio, Tyler Perry's studio, which he owns outright. Outright ownership, always a red flag. And not because he's black. Let's just keep this, let's keep an open mind here, because we know that people only allow what they allow. Whatever they allow us to do is based on them accepting it, meaning that there has to be some type of give and take here. I digress with that. My audience and stories that I tell are African American stories specific to a certain audience, specific to a certain group of people that I know, that I grew up, and we speak a language. He added, Hollywood doesn't necessarily speak the language. A lot of critics don't speak the language, so to them it's like, what is this? Now, I must say this is a beautiful studio, very beautiful studio. But this is the smoke and mirrors about the whole idea of Tyler Perry in general. Perry, 50, said he knew the reach of the work, and he's done and understood the industry's hesitation over his projects, adding that it's his mission to speak to the people with whom he identifies since he broke into the fold as the beloved Madea, one of the litany of characters he created early on. I want to briefly speak on Madea. A man, a black man, dressing up as a female, an older female, an elder, I might add, who particularly is ghetto, ratchet, loud, obnoxious, quote unquote, the typical black grandmother, so to speak. The one that's pretty much not mature, very immature in the ways of speaking. And then he used that particular character in the form of religious aspects such as Christianity or quote unquote Jesus, displaying of the love of Jesus and things of that nature, And Madea is something that black people should always look at as a red flag, because, well, let's just be honest here. Black people have always supported Tyler Perry first as Madea, not as an actor, as a playwright, as a screenwriter, as a playwright only. Then that's how he started. Madea was like the breakthrough. But remember, the breakthrough is always the red flag. What did he do? Well, the emasculation of black men is always a red flag. This is a lot of things we don't like to talk about. I know what I do is important. I know what I do touches millions of people around the world, he added. I know how important every word, every joke, every laugh is. I know what that does for people where I'm from, where I come from, and the people that I'm writing for. So yeah, I get that. We were just talking about the religious aspect. Got the choir. You see that? Red flags. Anyway, Perry welcomed a who's who of celebrity talent to usher in the new headquarters for his TV and film studio in Atlanta, including Beyonce, red flag, Kelly Rowland, Michelle Williams, a Destiny Child reunion, major red flag. Let's continue. Oprah Winfrey, Ava DuVernay, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Will Smith, Halle Berry, Spike Lee, Whoopi Goldberg, and Viola Davis also were on hand to ring in an affair with the Alex Cross star, who became the first African-American filmmaker to own his own major film studio. Red flags all over the place with that alone. Because remember, Hollywood gets involved like that. Trust me, they got your back. You're part of the brotherhood. Let's continue. Now this picture here was kind of funny. How he was looking at Carrie, that's hilarious. I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, last month, Perry opened up about Georgia's controversial heartbeat abortion law that has angered many in Hollywood and sparked calls to boycott filming in the state. Perry said he disagrees with the sentiment. You know, it's how they throw in the whole heartbeat abortion law thing. Like, let's make it very political with the article so you can get more attached to the person that's speaking about, which is Tyler Perry. Atlanta has been the dream. It has been the promised land. Really? Atlanta's a promised land? Did he go MLK on us? Let's continue. Perry told the Associated Press last month, so when I got here, this whole state of the city has been amazing to me. I wouldn't trade that for anything. Also, I put $250 million into the ground. In the ground. He put $250 million in that studio. Wow. So when you have $250 million set down in the ground, you can't just get up and leave. The laws ban abortions after a fetal heartbeat is detected. You notice how they could leave that toward the end, huh? Which could happen as early as 6 weeks into the pregnancy before many women realize they're expecting. The law is set to become enforceable January 1st, although a judge temporarily blocked it last week. All right? The heartbeat abortion thing, listen. It's your body, your choice. My thing with this is if they saying that a heartbeat can be detected at 6 weeks, if it's detected at 6 weeks, if they make a law, I don't have a problem with it. Remember, it's your body, your choice, but remember, you're the one that wants to have the right to have an abortion. They have a right to pick when they feel like abortion is acceptable. And that's the problem. Don't want to go through the abortion stage. Be very selective about who you having babies with and who you have sex with and how you have sex, whether it be unprotected or protected. There's alterations. There's ways to fix and solve that problem before you have to worry about, oh, can I have an abortion after 6 weeks or not? You see what I'm saying? We can't bend the rules to suit and fit to a certain narrative that you want, a certain type of thing you want to be accepted to do. You have the right that you don't have the right, but they have the right to figure out which one is an abortion. 6 weeks, 18, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, 12, whatever. I digress with that. What I want to talk about is a few things. First thing I want to go over is this lady right here. They're not married, but I do think she's beautiful. It's a beautiful model chick. And I want to get into this. I read something in the IMDb because it's not really much here. She was a producer for, I think this is a documentary or a movie. Anyway, the part where it says has been in an on and off relationship with Tyler Perry since 2009, and they have a son together. You mean to tell me that he hasn't made this woman an honest woman? He didn't marry her after 10 years, and they have a baby together. And so I'm assuming they're together, right? I mean, that's what Wikipedia said, right here. Let's go back. Let's go to Tyler Perry. We'll get to that in a minute. And of course, Tyler Perry's name is not Tyler, it's Emmett. But that's irrelevant. Anyway, so as you can see here, partner, 2009 to the present. So they haven't even been married. Nobody's going to look at that and say, hey, why don't you marry the woman? Like, oh, you don't want to get married? She don't want a prenup. I bet that's what it is. You got all that money. And let's go back to what I want to really get into. We'll get into that another time. Anyway, Tyler Perry Studios, all right? Now, this studio has been founded since 2006, okay? 13 years ago is when he started it, and just 13 years, the magic number where he finally opens the studio, all right? Tyler Perry is the second largest film production studio in the nation. Alright, so now let's get into the revenue. Of course, you see $900 million in revenue in 2006, and I'm pretty sure it's been higher since. Subsidiaries, BET. Of course, we all know BET. Viacom. Oops, not black owned anymore. So remember, there's always smoke and mirrors. Like, Tyler Perry isn't doing this all by himself. As you can see here, Michelle Sneed is the president. Mark Swinton is the senior vice president. I have a problem with Mark not being the senior vice president. You know why? Well, let's take a look at him. He's been with him for a very long time. He's obviously much older. And if you know what he's known for, look at this. Producer. He's been involved with more things. Like, he's involved with as a writer, an actor, a director. He's been involved as a producer. Like, he's been involved with a lot of things. What is the oldest thing that he was involved with Tyler Perry? 2009, I think. Meet the Browns, the movie. Is that the oldest? I think that's the oldest. 2009. We go back that far. Not to mention have and have-nots. Yeah, so 2009 will be the oldest. The two. And then he has worked with Second Time. What is Second Time, by the way? I didn't even click that. Second Time Around. What is Second Time Around? A black American couple decided to give a marriage. Okay, so he's been involved with other things, but until he met Tyler Perry, let's just assume that. Obviously here, that 2009, Meet the Browns, the movie. He wrote that. So he's got writing credits in the... Oh, it's a TV series, I'm sorry. So now that we got that out the way, let's look at Michelle. The problem I got with this is that you can't really find much information about Michelle. Alright? And I think that's a problem. Michelle hasn't really done a lot of work. She don't even have a biography on IMDb. And if we go to the main IMDb, no picture, and as you can see here, well, she's been involved with a few things, but and she's been involved since the very beginning. I think the first film that you can see here, Why Did I Get Married, 2010. She was involved with Meet the Browns for a year. He was involved with Meet the Browns the entire year that was active. She's been involved with the game. And then it says miscellaneous crew. So necessarily she didn't do a whole lot. She was a producer. She was a producer behind My Current Situation in Atlanta in a show called The Being. And then she's known for producer, you know, these other shows. So she hasn't done a lot of work with Tyler Perry. But we go back over here, she's the president. Mark Swinton should have been a president. Michelle should have been a senior vice president. But let's go back over here. This is another thing I want to break down for you. When we go back here, you notice the article is printed August the 13th, 2018. So he hired her as vice president. Who was this texting me? She hired her as vice president, right? So he hired her as vice president. If you notice, Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, they all posted on the same exact day. Variety magazine, same article, August the 13th. Tyler Perry Studios hires Michelle Sneed as president of production. This is a little cute lady, you know what I'm saying? How old is she? I think they said she was 31. Tyler Perry Studios has hired veteran television and film production executive Michelle Sneed as president of production and development. Sneed has spent the majority of her 12-year career, 12 years, 31, 19, so that means since 19, she's been involved with scripted and unscripted TV. 19 years old? Okay, anyway. She served as BET Network's director of physical production from 2015 to 2018. So she's affiliated with BET. The irony in this, huh? Red flags galore. Red flags galore, as you can just continue to run across them, right? During her tenure with BET Networks, Sneed's in-house contribution included more than 100 packages of short-form content, original docuseries, and multiple TV specials and tentpole programming. Sneed spent 6 years with Tyler Perry Studios in production management from 2009 to 2015. She was a member of the original production team at Tyler Perry Studios, former Greenbrier location, which produced more than 400 episodes of television during her tenure. She will take over the position from Will Aru. That's the Latino dude. He had a brother too, so she's taking over the position that he had. Why? Why not give it to the guy that been with you since day one that's did more work for you? I don't get that. That don't make sense. That don't even make sense at all. And I know that other guy kind of feels some kind of way. I would feel some kind of way, straight up. I'm incredibly excited to welcome Michelle back to the studio. So what did Michelle do to get back to the studio? Tyler Perry says, she has always been someone who embodies the value of TPS from the diligent work she's done in development and production execution to identifying and creating talent both in front of and behind the camera. Similar to how I've always operated in my films and television projects during her career, she has provided opportunities to those who diverse experiences. Stories are often overlooked and untold. All right. In 2017, Perry signed a multi-year content partnership with Viacom. Oh, the irony in these red flags. Like, nobody's gonna pay attention to them, but I will. And this is my job to present them. To show you that, yo, this is Smoke and Mirrors, yo. In which he is producing original drama, comedy series across the Viacom networks. In addition to having a first look feature film deal with Paramount Pictures. The first film under the deal is the comedy Nobody's Fool, starring Tiffany Haddish and Tika Sumpter, which will open in theaters in November. I am ecstatic to be returning home to Tyler Perry Studios, where so much of my career was shaped and developed, Sneeze said. To have this new opportunity to work alongside Tyler and senior leadership is an opportunity of a lifetime. It's bigger than me and it's for the culture. So even she's like, wow. And I know this other guy was like, you gonna let this chick just come back into the fold? She ain't even been there like I've been there. You made me just senior vice president? Anyway, TPS former studio lot was situated on a 200,000 square foot former Delta Airlines campus of over 60 acres in southwest Atlanta. In 2015, expanded operations with the acquisition of Fort McPherson, a former Army base which sits on over 330 acres. Production is underway at the studio, which will contain 12 sound stages ranging in size between 10,000 and 60,000 square feet. You notice that they just put all of this into play. And then, ironically, it's on a former Navy Army base. It's a lot of political shit behind this land. This land that we have, this particular studio, has a lot of political means behind it. Red flags, and more red flags. I want to sum this up, ladies and gentlemen. If you sit here and you look at this man, and listen, his work is to be appreciated dearly. But on the surface, this is what you see. But best believe, what has he done to get to this point? What has he done? Like, what makes him so special? Because trust me, everything was not done on his own. Trust me. We've learned from Nipsey that nothing is done on your own. There's always people behind the curtain. And for right now, this will just be part one. Tell me what you think. Part two, we'll bring that later. It's Huggie Pacino for the Huggie Pacino effect. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Leave your thoughts. Hit the like button. Peace.
Now that's Huggie Pacino certified.
Chicken and corn. You want something to eat? I live for this shit.
Why you used to have business, boy?